Most people think workplace harassment cases fall apart because there are no witnesses. But one woman at a Mumbai tech company proved something else entirely. A single, organized email thread and an incident diary turned a he-said-she-said nightmare into a documented pattern that no judge could ignore. Let's rewind. Priya, not her real name, had been working as a project lead for 3 years. Her manager, Rajesh, started with comments about her appearance. That color suits you too well. Small enough to laugh off. But then it got physical, a hand on her shoulder, held too long. A brush against her when he passed. She felt trapped between staying silent and risking her career. Here's what most people get wrong about harassment cases. They wait for a dramatic moment. They wait for a shout, a threat, something undeniable. Priya did the opposite. She opened a document on her laptop and started logging everything. Date. Time. What happened? Who was nearby? The exact words. She also printed emails, including the ones where Rajesh messaged her late at night about non-work topics. 3 months in, she had 27 logged incidents and 14 saved emails. When Rajesh finally made a crude remark during a one-on-one meeting, Priya's hands were shaking, but she was ready. She immediately sent herself an email summarizing what he'd said, with the exact time and her emotional state. Digital timestamp. Proof. Her first step, she approached her company's internal complaints committee, the ICC. Under the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal, Act 2013, every Indian employer with 10 or more employees must have one. Priya handed over her incident diary, her emails, and 3 witness statements from colleagues who would seen Rajesh's behavior. The ICC had 90 days to investigate. But here's where her company failed her. The ICC's investigation dragged on for 6 months. No action. No closure. Rajesh was still in her reporting line. So Priya filed an FIR under Section 354 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, which covers assault or criminal force with intent to outrage modesty. The police registered her complaint. She also filed a complaint with the Consumer Forum, treating her employer's failure to protect her as a breach of the service contract. The Consumer Forum ruling came first. The bench looked at her documentation and asked a simple question: did the employer provide a safe, harassment-free workplace as part of the contract of employment? The answer was no. Priya was awarded 4 lakh rupees in compensation for mental distress, plus 1.2 lakh rupees for legal fees. The company was also ordered to strengthen its ICC process. Now, be honest with yourself. If Priya hadn't kept that diary, if those emails weren't saved, would she have won? Probably not. Digital evidence in India's courts isn't just helpful. It's often the only language judges truly understand. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita doesn't require corroboration for harassment charges, but courts still prefer it. Your email is your voice when you are not in the room. If you are facing workplace harassment right now, here's the real sequence. First, document everything in a private diary: date, time, exact words, witnesses. Second, preserve emails, messages, and any digital record. Third, report to your company's ICC formally in writing. Fourth, if nothing happens in 90 days, file an FIR at the nearest police station under Section 354 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Fifth, file a consumer complaint if you want compensation for breach of service terms. The Women's Helpline 181 can also guide you through the process. They connect you to NGOs and legal aid lawyers in your state. And honestly, Most harassment cases in Indian workplaces don't go to trial because the documentation is so strong that the employer settles. Your evidence is your power. The biggest takeaway: harassment thrives in silence and in the absence of records. Priya won because she treated her own safety like a legal case from day one. If you are in a similar situation, start documenting today. The law is on your side, but only if you can prove what happened. Subscribe for more real-world breakdowns of Indian workplace law, family court decisions, and consumer rights. We'll walk you through the exact steps to protect yourself before it's too late.